Today, we're going to talk about 3 of the best graphic design examples that we saw at TGC25. So, here's the thing. Whenever I go to a conference like TGC, I am all in for anything that's a handout that catches my eye, any kind of graphics, because the idea of visual identity is that it's trying to draw in people to be interested in what you're doing, right? And so the more work that you put into how you present yourself, it usually shows me how much it matters to you that I see your message and know your message. And so we wanted to really quickly, here's 3 case studies, well, 3 plus 1. Susanna's got a bonus one. I asked Susanna to be a part of this, 1, because you guys seem to like it when I bring her into videos, but 2, also because she's a layperson in this way and can kind of just give us more of the vibes when it comes to this. But we're gonna go really quickly. First, the brand of the conference itself for Alive Together was so good.
For the people.
For the people. I am all about cohesion. And from the moment that you look at the website and then you walk into the Indianapolis Convention Center, you see it all. You know exactly where you're at. It's so clean, it's so clear. I cannot rep whoever's doing this the most. I have based so many booklets and designs off of what TGC has done with their conferences, down to like signage around the building, stickers. So good, so clean. It works really well.
Everything that you saw, from the stage when you walked in for the main sessions and everything like that. Just, it was really clean, definitely cohesive.
So next up, I'm gonna talk about my favorite Christian publisher right now, both in terms of content and who they have writing for them, but also in terms of their look. Would be Crossway Publishing out of Wheaton, Illinois. And so I want to do a whole video on the modern reformed graphic design style, because I think as a style, what they're clearly trying to do is evoke the ancient gospel, like the history of the church, but in a way that's really appealing to modern eyes. And so everything that they're doing, like this is the Sing hymnal, this is a sample of what's coming out later this year. It's so clean. Everything on the inside is so, I'm getting crazy about like print layout stuff, especially because we want to be doing this kind of thing with Midwood Road and putting out resources that are encouraging.
And then they have the hymns in the back too.
Yeah.
So this was a short sample. So at the beginning it's talking more about what they're doing, and then at the end has the hymn, so you can get just a little taste of what's coming out in September for the Sing hymnal by the Gettys.
Yeah, super cool. Like this book from Crossway about Tim Keller, which we talked about in the last video. This seems so silly sometimes, but just like how clean it looks on the inside, plenty of room to write notes, and it catches your eye in a really cool way. I love this. I would love to print a book like this someday. That would be so cool with like all the gold on there. They know what they're doing with negative space in a way that most other publishers just don't. They just kind of cram as much as possible onto the surface, and but you like immediately see what you need to see, what's going to draw you in. That is super strong.
And even going off of that, like as the lay person, one of the books that I talked about in the last video, Daily Doctrine by Kevin DeYoung, is so clean. It's such a nice cover that I said in the last video, I wasn't looking for this book. I was not planning on buying this book.
They got her.
And I was literally walking around one of the booths and I was like, oh, I like the look of that. What is it? And it drew me in just by the look of it. And then the more I read about it, it convinced me to buy it, honestly. Very clean, very nice. There's little like logos above every chapter that ties it in, which I think is just so cool, so creative. So that
Good
was
job, Crossway.
the one for me,
Good job. That's also Crossway. And then third, we're going to talk about Seed Company. This is a company, I knew nothing about them before we arrived at TGC25. And so if you want to talk about a company whose visual identity has set them apart in such a way that it grabbed its desired market. This is a great example, both in the way that they interacted at their booth, like they were super friendly, went out of their way to get to know us. We had great connections with the people at Seed Company, but also just their visual identity. So I'm wearing a Seed Company hat that they gave away.
This is the other one that we got.
They also had this super cool modern one that was literally just a black trucker hat that said Bible across the front. And you saw them all over the exhibition hall.
They also had little silicone rings that just said pray in white letters across the front. I got a couple of those to give away to people.
Your favorite tote bag that you wanted to give to your sister came from Seed Company.
Yep. So they had a variety of things that you could just get for free, and some of them you had to sign up for kind of their email list. So it was a good combination, and they were not stingy with their stuff. I went back at the end of the day one and was like, hey, I saw these bags. I heard that it was from your table. Can I please get one? And they were all out, but they said, hey, we're getting more shipped in tomorrow. We will save one for you. So I went back.
Shout out Annie. I think her name was Annie. She was awesome. We saw her all 3 days of the conference.
Yeah. So I went back on the second day and made sure to get my bag. So
also talking about like lead magnets, like free stuff that gets you encouraged to take a closer look at a brand. We got to meet one of their social media guys named Lucas, and he came up with this lead magnet idea of just shooting a professional headshot on the back of their booth. What a great idea. I've never heard of that as a Be Found idea. I thought that was so clever. Great job.
Yeah.
I love, this is their annual report that I'm super pumped to dig into. They're a Bible translation company trying to get the Bible into more languages so that people can hear the good news of the gospel in their own language so that they can respond to it. And it's just beautiful on the inside. Great use of white space, negative space. Great visual resources that are gonna just be super helpful. Hey, come on over here, girl.
She's being silly. The other thing that they were handing out is this little packet of all these little cards. So this little packet of information, so these are all individual cards that slide in here, and they have pictures of people, and then on the back is talking about that people group and
I didn't
partnering
even see
with
that you
them.
got this. This is the coolest thing.
Yeah, this was just one of those things that was sitting on their table, totally free to grab, and I thought that looks cool. So yeah, just different people talking about those people groups and getting the Bible into their language, and then each of them can be slid into this thing to have a different look on the front of it, which I think is just so creative. Again, the use of space.
If anybody at Seed Company can tell me where you guys are getting this kind of thing printed so that I can do this, please let me know in the comments or in a DM. I want to be able to do this in our materials. This is just such an amazing example of, like, we knew nothing about your company before, and now we're all in.
Telling everyone about it.
Telling everybody about it on our channel as well. And so you guys just did a really good job of portraying what matters to you and why it should matter to us. So, hey, Ivy, what do you think about this? Is it pretty? Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks. This is 3 of our favorite examples of graphic design at TGC25 conference with a little side appearance from Ivy Girl. If you have any questions about graphic design, about modern reform style, about if you want to learn more, you can check out the notes below. We're going to link these companies so that you can go and see what they're doing and what they're all about. Leave us a comment below if you like this content and you want to see more. But for now, we'll see you in the next video. You're going to help me do the thing.